Buddha.
No way, Jose.
Respect to Big Trey. Respect to your Big Trey. Everybody that gonna come in and see this, either live or on a replay. I got something that is very, very disturbing that happened in Florida. Yes, this happened in Florida. Y'all know I went off this morning about transgenders, but now I'm finna show you why I went off like that. What happened in Florida, it shouldn't be happening. And what happened at a Walgreens shouldn't be happening. See, we want to blame the Democrat, Republican, all them other, all the politicians. Guess what? Let's blame all of them. Republican and Democrat, they both ain't done shit. We are out here struggling, trying to make our lives better, but what had they given us? Nothing, nada, zip, zero. Zero. Shout out to the Now River Wax Dog, Eve James Podcast, Mac Mean, Wax AP, Black to the P, Big Trade, Nate the Great. Shout out to Twin East Nation, I'm on the Black TV. Shout out to State Game, Motherboard Trade, George Chit Chat, True Hurts. To all my fellow citizen human beings, respect to you. See, this what I'm talking about right here. I'm going to read it for you. Hold on, so I find it. See, a Hispanic man and a black man goes up missing in Florida. Two things they have in common, they're a minority. according to some people. But another thing had in common is they wound up disappearing after getting into a patrol car driven by the same white deputy sheriff. Explain that. How do you explain some stuff like that? I'm finna read it for you. This is happening in Naples, Florida, right? A Latino man and a black man went missing. The deputy that disappeared. A Latin man and a black man went missing 3 months apart in Florida. 3 months apart. Both vanished after getting in a patrol car driven by the same white deputy sheriff. Same white deputy sheriff, okay. On the morning of night, one morning, 19 years ago, Marcy Williams woke up praying for her son, Terrence. Terrence worked 2 jobs at light reading Surrey and had a scar on his right hand near the thumb from one time when he played with matches as a little boy. He was Marcy's only child. She prayed and prayed, fighting against his inconceivable feeling that something terrible was about to happen. A few hours later, Terrence crossed paths with a deputy sheriff. He got in a deputy patrol car. Then he disappeared. The deputy said he given Terrence a ride to a Circle K convenience store, but there was no proof that Terrence arrived at the Circle K and his mother never saw him again. Something strange about that story right there, right? There's something very strange about that story. Okay, if the deputy sheriffs, see, this 19 years ago, this 2004, that still was camera. So a camera would have seen that her son at the Circle K that the deputy claimed he dropped them off at. Okay. Eventually, Marcy learned something astonishing about the deputy sheriff. 3 months earlier, another man had also taken a ride in his patrol car. Just like Terrence Williams, Felipe Santos had been driving illegally. Just Williams here, Corporal Stephen, can't pronounce that, the Corley County Sheriff's Office. And just like Williams, he disappeared right after that. 3 months apart, 19 years ago. And the deputy said he dropped Santos off at a Circle K convenience store, but there was no proof that Santos arrived at the Circle K and his family never saw him again. Mind you, this deputy sheriff was white. Santos was Latino and Williams was black. It is my belief that they were killed because of their color, said Doug Moreland, who was an assistant U.S. attorney in 2004 and led a multi-agency task force that investigated the disappearance of potential hate crime. If they didn't know hate crime, I don't know what it is. See, police is not your friend. Even our brother sister that's in that uniform, they don't realize they are in danger of their doggone self. Let them do something wrong, they will go down just like the other folks. Look what happened in that beating of that guy, that killing of that guy. Look at all 5. They didn't waste no time charging them 5 black men for that crime. Then finally charged the white man for the crime too. But think about it. It's not safe. It's not safe, okay? Sheriff's investigation surveyed the evidence and determined that Carter was not telling the truth about the encounter with Terrence Williams. One investigator made a list of nearly 24 untruthful and inconsistent statements that Carter had made about the day he met Williams in August 2004, about 7 months after Williams disappeared. Then Sheriff Don Hunter fired Kirkland. As he later wrote, "I have lost trust in Kirkland and his ability to describe incidents in detail and to recall them." Meanwhile, investigators got to work. They searched the woods and the waters near where the missing men were last seen. They put a tracking device on Kirkland's car. They did a complete forensic inspection of the car, paying special attention to the trunk. No trace of Santos or Williams turned up. The FBI delivered a target letter to the ex-deputy of the sheriff and asked him to answer questions from a federal grand jury about the disappearance. And he declined. And the investigators suspicious did not lead to probable cause. No one could prove these were hate crimes or even crimes at all. Years passed and the cases remained open, and both men and children grew up without their fathers. The ex deputy sheriff, the ex deputy sheriff, the ex deputy sheriff, right? Yeah, he declined. No problem. No one could prove these were hate crimes or even crimes at all. Years passed and the cases remained open. Both men and children grew up. Florida, you know that. We know that. And he's never now 68-year-old. The ex-deputy sheriff was last known to be living in Iowa. Through his attorney, he declined multiple interview requests for CNN. That means there's something wrong. If you decline interview with the FBI and you decline interview with a news station, if you didn't do this, you would try to prove you're innocent. You try to prove you're innocent, right? Unless you've got a lawyer. Marcy Williams kept a lock on her son's hair and a picture of him wearing a navy blue t-shirt looking at the camera, which made it seem as if terrorists were looking at her when she walked past. And across the Gulf of Mexico in the state of, I can't pronounce the name, friends of relatives of, remember Felipe Santos. He didn't deserve to be disappeared in this way. His friend said, it's right, he hasn't been found after so many years and we don't know what happened to him. As his parents say, if we find his remains, we can give him a Christian burial so we have somewhere to cry and pray for him. But in this case, there isn't anywhere. And there isn't any way to do that. Everything is in limbo and we are never going to know what happened. In 2019, CNN reported began a newly inquiry into the disappearance of Felipe Santos and Terrence Williams. Eventually, two more reporters joined the project. Nearly 70 people were interviewed. The reporter filed dozens of open record requests with government agencies, yielding more than 10,000 pages of document and many hours of audio recording. Using phone record, dispatch log, and interview transcripts, CNN built minute by minute tally of the days each man disappeared. CNN also obtained every available incident and arrest report from the ex-deputy sheriff career with the Collin County Sheriff's Office, more than 2,000 reports from 1987 to 2004. This story is the result of CNN effort to obtain one of the most disturbing unsolved mysteries in the recent history of American law enforcement. See, that's disappearance. Oh, you were the last one to send. You didn't take him to jail. You say you dropped it off at Circle K, but if you dropped it off at Circle K, they wouldn't be disappeared. Okay, but you live in Iowa, but you got a lawyer, but you don't want to speak to nobody. Explain that to me. Explain that to me. So we understand that. The deputy sheriff who stopped arresting people. Here's one of the most striking revelations from the Cochran document. One day in 2001, almost 14 years into his law enforcement career, Cochran stopped making arrests. That August, he took a man to jail on a misdemeanor charge of domestic battery. The records show that from then on, though, almost 3 more years on a road patrol, Cochran never arrested anyone again. He wrote almost 400 incident reports without delivering anyone else to jail. Some suspicion about that. How many more men disappeared because of him? This glaring deficit in the deputy performance appears to have gone unnoticed at the sheriff's office. In June 2003, a supervisor wrote that Cochran met the standard in numerous categories, including apprehending and booking suspect. That was almost 2 years after his last arrest. This is the first I heard of it, Don Hunter, the former sheriff said in a phone interview when asked about the 3-year arrest drought. I don't have an explanation for you. I'm surprised. Yes. How the hell are you surprised that he didn't bring nobody to jail? You thought he was just writing them a ticket and sending them on their way? Ain't no way you go 2 to 3 years without arresting nobody. Ain't no way. And this happened in Florida. Just think what happened in these rest of these states. Here's why this could be relevant to the disappearance of Santos and Williams. Both men were unlicensed or uninsured drivers and could have, perhaps should have, been arrested. That did not take either man to jail. They should have been arrested for driving without no license and driving without no insurance. Why they wasn't? Why they wasn't arrested? Anybody else that would be arrested, taken to jail for no license and insurance. But this ex-deputy sheriff did not arrest them. They disappeared. And the former sheriff, when he was working as a deputy sheriff, said he didn't know nothing about it, which I found is bullshit. It's straight BS. How the hell you don't know what's going on in your damn department? Really, it's one respect. How the hell you don't know what's going on in your department? You're supposed to know what's going on in your sheriff department. You're the chief. If you're the head honcho, you're supposed to know what the hell going on. And you didn't know he wasn't arrested for the last 2 or 3 years? Come on, give me a damn break. Then he didn't take what both of them were driving uninsured, unlicensed to drive, and you didn't take him to jail? Come on, that's a misdemeanor. Troy Peterson, a former deputy who went through the police in 1987, was asked about the 3-year gap in Cunningham arrest history. Peterson said Cunningham had lost trust in the justice system. How you lose trust in the damn justice system? So you want to be the judge, jury, and executioner? Look, you're white. How you lose trust in the justice? Oh, they'll convict. You think they're gonna let us minority, black, and Latino people go when they go to trial, go to court? That what you were thinking back in 2004? That what you were thinking? Hell, we as melanated men, black men, we do not trust the justice system. As black women and black women, they don't trust the justice system. We don't trust the justice system because the justice system wasn't meant for us. They said justice is blind. Yeah, the justice system is terrible blind. This white person, this Caucasian person gets charged with the same crime. This black person and this melanated brown-skinned person gets charged with. The one melanated brown-skinned person get more time than the Caucasian. Do you believe I'm telling the truth? If you know I'm telling the truth, put a 1 in the chat. If you believe I'm telling the truth, if you know I'm telling the truth, put a 1 in the chat. The ex-deputy sheriff says stands out from the other cadet. He is 33, older than many of them, and his muscles are so big that they strain at the sleeves of his uniform shirt. The ex-deputy grew up on a farm in Illinois, worked there for more than a decade after high school, took a job as a security guard at a nuclear power plant, and moved to Florida in 1987. Henry County is in the southwest corner of Florida Peninsula between Saltgrass Prairies or the Everglades and the white sand beach along the Gulf of Mexico. The wealthy and the retired live near the coast and in the upscale city of Naples. Further inland, okay, we'll keep all that. You trying to tell me? Report for Columbia describes several tense stands out between deputy and resident, but by many accounts, Columbia handled the pressure well. Supervisor and co-worker got along with him, including some other races. Walter Summer, a 6'9" black deputy who grew up in the Bronx, remember getting together with Columbia at another colleague's house to practice their shooting and talk about their lives. He was quiet, Solomon said. He took care of his business. He took care of his job. I never remember him getting in any trouble or anything or getting reprimanded for anything. The arrested incident report offered a glimpse of what Columbia experienced on patrol, and he arrested a 240 pound man whose nickname was Long Knife. He arrested a man who kicked out the window of his patrol car. He arrested a robbery suspect whose right hand had a tattoo that said "Treat me nice," and whose left hand had a tattoo said, "I love Angie." He reported arresting a man who threw a lit cigarette at him and threatened to urinate in his patrol car and threatened to kill Crockett and his family. So what they got to do with the T and China? That don't have nothing to do with it. What did he do with the Latino man and that black man? In the course of several phone interviews, Peterson seems to waver in his thoughts and feelings about Cochran. One day, without being asked a question on this topic, he blurted out, "Do I think that Steve Cochran is racist? Yeah, I think he dislikes Mexican, and I think he dislikes black." Wow, what gave you that sense of thought, train of thought? He grew up in Illinois. You know some of them folks up there in that backwood, especially growing up on the damn farm. Probably never when he came down the farm, probably went to the airport or drove through these states to get down to Florida. Probably the first time you probably seen some black folks. See, respect Carter. See, that's what we got to start understanding. There's some people just not gonna like Latinos, that's not gonna like us because of our skin color. Minutes later, he backed off the statement and clarified that what made Clark really angry was these Mexicans or black that were uninsured or driving with no license. And okay, you said Mexican, Latinos, blacks driving uninsured with no license. What about the whites? How many did he stop? Respect Sky Squad. How many did he stop? How many disappeared? How many he did take to jail? Because they were black and Hispanic and drive with no license, uninsured, don't mean a damn thing when it comes to disappearance. See, that right there, what they got to do to price of tea in China? Nothing, not a damn thing. Uninsured, guess what? It doesn't matter. White, black, purple, green, it don't matter what color you is. If you're unlicensed, you're uninsured, take that motherfucker to jail. They don't disappear. He said that like it really is a big thing. Cause they didn't, cause he didn't like Hispanic and black that are unlicensed. Did he like the whites, the Caucasians that weren't unlicensed? Did he like them? Did he like them because they weren't licensed? Do you think so? No. I know he probably liked them. Ain't no way that he didn't like them. But yet, because they were unlicensed, you think because they were unlicensed, that's why he didn't, whatever. Cut that bullshit out. Cut it out. Cut that out. It doesn't matter. Okay, let me keep reading. Then he said it wasn't a particular black or Mexican driver who angered her, but anybody that had no driver's license or no insurance pissed him off. And why it pissed him off? That still don't explain why the two that Latino and that black man went missing under his watch, which he was the last person to see him in 2004. Then do you think they're alive? Peter said, no, I think they are dead. And do I think Steve might have been involved in it? Good possibility. Is there evidence? No. Why? Because they never arrested him. How many times have a black man got arrested with no evidence? How many times a black woman got arrested with no evidence? How many times had the cops arrested somebody with no damn evidence? You ain't got to have no evidence. He was the last person to see them two men alive. And they not alive today. 19 years later, they still not found. I smell cover up. I smell cover up from here for a mile away. They knew what that man was doing. And the Black Clock said he from the Bronx, from Brooklyn, somewhere in New York. He knew what the deal was. He's saying what he's saying, so he won't get got. But I'm telling you right now here today, that man has something to do with them two men disappearing. Whatever they want to make up, they can make up. Okay. Felipe Santos was 23 years old when he vanished. He was from a small town in Mexico. He frequently called home to his parents. He was known to be being quiet. Okay, we know about him. On October 14, 2003, Santos was on his way to work at a concrete and masonry company when his white Ford Tempo collided with a Mercedes Prodigy. Witnesses would later disagree on who caused the crash or how exactly it happened. But afterwards, Santos and the Mazda driver, Camila Lunch, pulled into a gas station parking lot. Two of Santos' brothers were driving with him, and Lunch told the investigator that one offered her money if she wouldn't call the police. But she did call the police, and Corporal Stephen, right at 6:55 a.m., he quickly determined that the crash had been Santos' fault and that Santos had no driver's license or insurance. How the hell you gonna make that quick analysis who fault it was? How can a cop, sheriff deputy, make that conclusion who fault it was when they both pulled into a gas station parking lot? I guarantee that woman was Caucasian. I guarantee you that. Months later, when asked by an investigator, was upset, let's say a little bit. Yes, he just said he was tired of this type of situation, someone getting in an accident and not having insurance or license. And you can be upset all you want, goddamn want to. Then you got to face the fact that there are gonna be people driving without no insurance and no license. And that's necessarily mean that motherfucker that got license and insurance could drive. That know how to drive. Get out of here with that bullshit. The investigator had raised his voice a little, she said. In his account on that morning, because he did not say he was angry with Santos, he appreciated how polite and cooperative Santos was being. He said he gave Santos a break. How the hell you give him a break that he then wound up disappearing? How the hell you gonna drop him off at Circle K, who's already at a gas station, had the two brothers with it, which they could have drove? Make that make sense. Don't make no damn sense at all. Come on. I decided to issue him a citation for the offense instead of taking him to jail, which she told the investigator. I didn't want to leave him by his car because I was afraid he was going to drive off, as I seen in the past. And you try to say he couldn't call nobody to come pick up the car to drive him? You afraid he'll drive off? Okay. But he never showed up. He never showed up to court. And you say he dropped him off at Circle K, okay? But he was already at the gas station. Why couldn't you just wait for him to call somebody and give him a ride? Another mystery from that morning involved the signatures on the 3 traffic citations that Clark gave Santos. One of the 2 tickets in the space for signature of violator. The middle name appears to be Maximo. On the 3rd, the side middle name appears to be Medino. Neither of those are Santos' actual middle name, and the signature looks nothing like the previous signature found on Santos' school ID card. He did something to them men, and we don't know what happened to him. I'm gonna I'm breaking part 2 of this. They're gonna be about a 3-4 part series of this, all right? So we're gonna shut it down. We're gonna talk about this a little bit more later on. But that right there was kind of bad. That right there don't look good. 2 men disappeared 3 months apart. He just said he don't like nobody driving without no license insurance. Oh, who doesn't? Especially if you got license insurance, just in case if something happen. That right there, it just goes to show you that how many people he let go, and they wind up disappearing. Okay, I got a little something for you. I've never seen this. I never heard this. Hold up, I'm going to play it for you. Hold on. I'm going to play it for you. Hold on.
Black women go inside of a restaurant. They get a police call on them. They're patrons. Here's a video.
I wish I could play the video. Respect you,
and I asked her to leave. And I've made previous purchases. Previous purchases.
Listen, you're going to end up in jail. Both of y'all in a minute.
Sir, are you telling me I'm going to jail because I'm a paying customer?
No, because you're criminal trespassing. I'm asking you to leave.
Oh wait, how am I a criminal trespassing? Please,
Because I asked you to leave.
that's not saying that I'm saying anything. That's not saying anything. But I asked you to leave. You did. And I said I was going to. So, because you said I'm a criminal trespassing, and I asked her to leave. No. Why did you ask her? You don't even have no reasonable explanation. Oh, wait. You don't have any reasonable explanation. What's the reasonable explanation of why I have to leave?
You got 5 minutes? 5 seconds? No. You need to back up.
Ooh.
Leave. She's been asked to leave.
What is you about to do?
I'm telling you, I'm fixing to put cuffs on you and escort you out.
Okay, sir, you put cuffs on my daughter?
Yes. They're going to go to jail too. You put hands on me.
What did I do, sir?
You're asked to leave.
No, sir. If I'm a paying customer.
You've been asked to leave. It doesn't matter if you're paying customer.
Well, I need a refund.
It doesn't matter.
I need a refund, sir. I need a refund. I need a refund. No, sir. We don't step outside if he's paid money.
It doesn't matter. You don't know the law. I'm telling you.
Oh, no, sir. I know the law.
No, you don't.
Told me I
Let me tell you something. You're fixing. Okay, you know what? Turn put your hands on the back.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean?
What is the law, sir?
What is the law?
Please tell me. Tell us. State it right now. State it right now.
Get him, sister.
You must have changed my number because she's not leaving the store.
Wait a minute.
I swear to God, you better not take my mom.
There's actually more. Here it is.
No. I'm a paying customer.
I don't care what you are.
Clearly you don't care.
You've been told to leave.
You just heard what she said and took that. That's all.
You've been told to leave.
No. That's not the law.
Yes, it is the law. Don't be telling me what the law is. I know what the law is.
You better calm down.
I don't know who you are. Explain to us the law. Get a drug out of here in a minute.
They explain.
Stop the threat.
For real.
What are you going to do? Are you going to do?
No, mama. No. My husband is a retired sergeant in the military.
Okay, don't take military. That's not the military.
It's not. But I'm telling you, sir, we know our law.
No, you don't.
Okay. What in
You're asked to leave. I'm telling you to leave now.
Right. So if you want to go ahead and call your sergeant, if you would like to call your sergeant, Dylan, if you can call your sergeant, sir, that'll be the best
I'm
thing.
trying to get the video of this.
Wait, what was that part of my what in jail? Wait, I thought the supervisor didn't put us in jail. Put her in jail. That's what you said?
I'm 100% positive of that.
All because Didi didn't want me in the store because I quit. And you've been a customer here for how long?
Since January.
Hold on.
Excuse me, sir. He doesn't even know why.
I don't know why she asked us to leave. We're paying customers.
Hold on. I gotta rewind that for a minute. Hold on. I gotta rewind that for a few seconds. Ask her to leave. Ask her mama leave because her daughter quit that store. Come on, you gotta give me a break on that.
I'm 100% positive of that.
All because Didi didn't want me in the store because I quit.
And
did you hear that? Respect Shawana with call the cops, wanted them to leave because the daughter quit that damn job. What's wrong there? What's wrong with people? You cannot do that. I guarantee you, if that place what they got kicked out of, they call the GM, or that store, and call the head office on that store. Somebody head gonna be swinging. Somebody not gonna be working there no more either. Somebody ain't gonna be able to step in that store. Let that have been me. Guess what? If I was, come on, I don't care you quit no store, you making money. Guess what? Then you try to tell her to leave for get her refund. You can't, hey, she want a refund, give her a damn refund. That's the bottom line to the whole situation. You see, they're trying to treat blacks don't know the law, know different things that going on, but guess what? We do. We know what's going on. Hello. I'm gonna get this. I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to see this. Okay. I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to see it and hear it. I want y'all excuse me. I want y'all to see it and hear it. I want y'all to see it and hear it. Let me just play the audio. I want y'all to see it and hear it. Okay, hold on. Give me time. Give me a minute. Give me a few minutes. I'm gonna let y'all see it and hear it. Okay. Let me see. Can I find it? What it is? Okay. I'm trying to do something right quick. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all see the video for yourself and hear it for yourself. Give me a minute. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying. So give me a minute. Yeah, this is going on in the world is done got crazy. Done got real crazy. Got men that turn into women, want to play in women's sports. No, it's unfair. Think they can reproduce. Think they got ovaries and Uterine fallopian tubes. You think they get all of that? Then they get all of that. Guess what? They don't. They don't have it. They think they do. What the hell is really going on? They think we don't know nothing. And sometimes our folks act like they do know stuff. Which I think they shouldn't be acting like that. Some somebody trust us around like we know something. Some of the guys like we really know something, like we've been there before. Like they said, act like you've been there before. Give me a few minutes. I almost got it. Almost got it. Almost got it. Just give me a few minutes. I'm finna play this video. I'm gonna change the thing up here. Cause we're gonna talk about it. Change the wolf on it. Give it time. I'm uploading the video now. So y'all can see it for yourself. Because this don't make no sense. How often do we got to go through this? Now we got to deal with the LGBTQ plus community. We got to deal with unsavory cops. We got to deal with unsavory neighbors that don't like us. So how often do we have to go through this shit? How often do we have to go through things that trouble us, that we as a community don't see? Then we got to deal with our own people, our own kind don't like us too. Why? Because we got more than they do. Because we try to lend a hand, help a hand to each other, to lift each other out of bondage, out of poverty, try to get them some knowledge. Why? They don't that's why they don't like us. Because some of us use our head for more than a hat rack. See, that's the problem with us today. We don't like to help each other. When we help each other, we expect something in return. Here's the video. Let's look.
Damn shame.
Here's the video.
Black women go inside of a restaurant. They get the police called on them. They're patrons. Here's the video.
I know my rights. But this is private property. This is private property where I just made a purchase. So if I'm not
She was already here, and I asked her to leave.
And I've made previous
She's
purchases.
not welcome in the store.
Previous purchases.
Listen, you're going to end up in jail. Both of y'all in a minute. You
Oh,
gotta leave.
sir, are you telling me I'm going to jail
Yes.
because I'm a paying customer
No,
and I'm
because you're
being
criminal trespassing. I'm asking both
How
of
am
y'all
I?
to leave.
Oh wait, how am I a criminal trespassing? Please tell
Because
me.
I'm asking you to leave.
That's not.
Okay, that's not saying
That's
that
not
I'm
saying
criminal
anything.
and I'm
That's not saying anything.
That's not saying
But I
that.
asked her to leave.
This is the very close to
And I said I was going to. I said I was going to.
That predator asked them to leave.
So because you said I'm a criminal
She's our house
trespassing.
manager, and I asked her to leave. She's
No,
not
no,
welcome in
no.
our store.
Ma'am, why did you ask her?
You don't even have no reasonable explanation.
Oh, wait.
She's not welcome in the store.
You don't have any
I
reasonable
asked her to leave
explanation.
because of the way. It is because
What's
of
the reasonable explanation of why I have to leave?
You got 5 minutes?
No.
5 seconds? No. You need to back up. She's asked to leave. She's been asked to leave.
What is you about to do?
I'm telling you, I'm fixing to put cuffs on you and escort you out.
Okay, sir, you put cuffs on my daughter?
Yes. You're going to go to jail too.
Oh,
You put hands on me.
What did I do, sir?
You're
What did I
asked
do?
to leave.
No,
You've been asked
sir.
to leave.
If I'm a paying customer.
You've been asked to leave.
If
It
I'm a
doesn't
paying
matter if you're a paying
customer.
customer.
Well, I need a refund then.
It doesn't matter.
I need a refund, sir. I need a refund. I need a refund. I am. No, sir. We don't step outside if we
It doesn't matter. You don't know the law. I'm telling you,
Oh,
you
no,
gotta
sir.
leave.
I know the law.
No,
She
you
just
don't.
told me I
Let
had
me
to
tell you
leave
something.
because that's
You're
what she
fixing.
felt
Okay,
like.
you know what? Turn around. Put your hands on your back.
Oh, no.
You don't want to
Okay.
leave.
You are going to
You don't wanna leave.
You know what, I'm sorry. What is the law, sir?
What is the law?
Please
Tell me, tell us, state it right now, state it right now, state it right now,
Sir, you have
state it right now. You about to tase my mama because she's not leaving the store.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Ooh, I swear to God, you better not tase my mama.
There's actually more. Here it is.
No,
I'm a paying customer.
I don't care what you are. I told you you've been told to leave.
clearly you don't care.
You've been
Clearly,
told to leave.
you just heard what she said and took that. That's all.
You've been told to leave.
No. You don't.
doesn't
That's not the law.
Yes, it is the law. Don't be telling me what the law is. I know what the law is.
Ooh, you better calm
I
down.
don't know who you think you are.
Explain to us the
You're
law.
gonna get a drug out of here in a minute.
Then
We're
play,
gonna
then
do this.
explain.
Stop the threat. Stop the threat.
For real.
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna do
Oh, no, mama, this man, no.
My husband is a retired sergeant in the military.
Okay,
So
so it's
you.
military. This is not the
No,
military.
It's not. But I'm telling you, sir. We know our law.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Well, then tell
You've been
us.
asked to leave. I'm telling you to leave now.
Legal rights.
Right.
So if you want to go ahead and call your sergeant, if you would like to call your sergeant, Dylan, if you can call your sergeant, sir, that'll be the best thing for us
And
to
guess
go
what?
ahead.
My supervisor's gonna tell me to put you in jail.
Wait, what was that part? Put my what in
Put you in
jail?
jail.
Wait, I thought
The
you were going to say
supervisor gonna
something
put us
else.
in jail, put her in jail. That's what you said?
Yeah,
Alright.
I'm 100% positive of that.
All because Didi didn't want me in the store because I quit.
And you've been a customer here for how long?
Since January,
Okay.
obviously. Excuse me, sir. He doesn't even know
I don't
why.
know why she asked us to leave when we're paying customers.
Yeah, I'm free.
Wait, are you the supervisor, sir?
Why are you
Why
ignoring
are
us? Why are you
not
ignoring us?
listening, sir? If we were asked to leave, can she tell us why? What is the law? If we were asked to leave, what is the law?
The law, I mean,
Yes.
to tell you to leave?
From a establishment where I'm a customer and I'm waiting for my order.
And there's actually no probable
there's
cause.
No probable
There's
cause
no
to say
probable cause
you
of
can't
why.
be served.
Literally none. He doesn't know. She doesn't
Get your
know.
finger out of my face, or I'm gonna put you on the ground.
Boy,
in a
you
minute.
better calm down. You better calm down. You better calm down. Because I'm not
Put
the
your finger
one.
in my face again.
Shut up. I'm not playing with you.
The chaos over nothing. There were so many ways the initial officer could have actually been human. You see, if humanity was involved from this officer, de-escalation happens. You know, sometimes people just want you to understand where they're coming from, to understand that this should not happen just because we're sitting down. We're paying customers. Would you want this to happen to you, officer? Would you be upset if this happened to your wife or your mother or your daughter? See yourself in the people you serve, and you will always remember that you are a servant of all. And then the other officer comes. Why? Walk away. There's no crime. She's not giving you a reason for the trespass. There is no official criminal trespass to enforce. What are you talking about? All right.
Sure was
Let's do it this way. Let's put it up. The details surrounding the story are minimal, but the poster of the video did explain why they didn't leave the location. Ms. Mack, why do you want to be in a store where you're not wanted? Dylan, the creator, says, I get my separation letter. I swear I can leave without tropical smoothies. I can live without tropical smoothies. Patricia Campos, all they had to do is ask for a supervisor. Dylan says we did. Based on visuals on the video, this incident occurred at a tropical smoothie location in Texas. And based on their uniforms, Officer McGinnis and Officer Cagle appear to be a part of the Harris County Sheriff's Office. We're looking for a response now. All right, Rayvana, thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think that that Officer Crazy Eyes was getting intensely more feral throughout.
Respect, Christy. Respect. We respect. We building over here. Respect, not fire. Respect everybody. Respect. We building over here. See why? If y'all heard it right, that manager didn't want that family in the store because her daughter quit that store, quit that job. That is not a reasonable thing to ask somebody to leave. Then continue to say, "Oh, we got 5 minutes and 5 seconds to leave. Oh, I want my refund," and asking them to leave because they without their money. Oh, you fucking crazy? I'm not going nowhere. Go get my money. I take my business somewhere else, and guess what? Y'all gonna get a bad review when I say it. And guess what? Y'all gonna be on the damn news. I don't know no company, no corporation like bad reviews. And then on top of that, I'm gonna sue you for discrimination. Because guess what? You told me to leave because I quit. I quit that job. I see why she quit. That manager don't know what the hell she was doing. And that first police officer, he don't know what the hell he was doing. He couldn't state the law. Because there was no law, no probable cause, or the reason they were trespassing. Trespassing? They're patriot. They bought food. Oh, you want them to leave because her daughter quit your establishment, quit that job. Make it make sense. One, I won't be coming back to that establishment. You see what we had to go through. What if there was a shoe was on the other foot? See, first he want to pull out the handcuff, then he gonna pull out the taser. Why you gonna pull out the taser for what? You feel threatened? If you feel threatened as a police officer, don't be a police officer. Go be something else. That is crazy. Them two situations is crazy. Look at the situation I just gave you. Died in Naples, Florida, 2004, 19 years ago. A Latino and a black man disappeared because he was in custody. There's Caucasian sheriff deputy said he gave a ride to Circle K, which ain't no evidence they arrived at Circle K. Then this police officer came, automatically asked them to leave. Said, "Oh, y'all trespassing," but don't know the reason why they were trespassing. Then the lady had a receipt by her purchase. So you want her to leave without getting her money back or getting her food? What the hell they do that at? Then the second officer came like he really didn't know nothing. He really didn't know nothing. He had his handcuffs off. Why they had the handcuffs off for? Why? Tell me why. See, that way I tell you, go know your laws. Go research your laws in your state. The ones that own the book that they try to put on the books. See, we know the law more than they do. All they know is code to call somebody. They got to write reports. See, he was already mad because he didn't have his donuts. He was already mad. Respect Cardoza, Debbie J. They was already, you almost missed it, but I'm gonna have another later on too. I'm gonna have another later on too, so don't worry about it. But guess what? In the aftermath of that, I guarantee you, either they got their food or they got their money back, and that family did not go to jail. So we dealing with a whole lot of scenarios that going on these days. We got transgender women want to compete in women's sports that mainly for women. We got cops acting crazy, want to arrest somebody, which they don't know the law, which they don't know the reason why they're going to arrest somebody. So take a guess of what we're going to do here. It's not a black and white thing. It's a human race thing. It's a moral code, a moral race thing. Your moral morality got to set in somewhere. Where do your moral code set in at? If you're a Christian, if you call yourself a Christian, why your moral code tell you a different thing to do? How you should treat somebody. You should treat somebody with respect. 100% respect, which they should treat you with respect. When they don't treat you with respect, you still treat them with respect, with kindness. Or it depends how off the wall they become. See, when you tell somebody they got to do this, they got to do that, they got to go this way, they got to go that way, what sense does that make? What sense does that make? It don't make no damn sense. Because we all on this earth together. We all got to live together. We all got to see each other. Guess what? None of us, we all going to turn back to the same thing. Dust. We all going to be the same way. This ship that we in, our mental being is going to be gone. We all going to be misplaced. Something going to give. Who's going to be the one that say enough is enough? I'm saying enough is enough right now by talking on here, and guarantee you I will do something about it. We all got to come together as one to live in peace and harmony. But we can't live in peace and harmony backstabbing each other. We can't live in peace and harmony. And think about this. A worker at Walgreens shoots a pregnant woman over cosmetic. What kind of sense does that make? Hold on. Let me see. Can I get this without a commercial first? Yep, I do a commercial coming. Hold on.
Over theft. Someone at Walgreens is
Check
shot.
this out.
A pregnant woman is shot at a Walgreens over theft. Let's put up the famous mega store. All right. So Walgreens has an employee. There's an employee who claims the shooting was done in self-defense. And this employee shot a pregnant woman who workers say was caught shoplifting. So a woman who was 7 months pregnant was shot by a Walgreens employee in Nashville, Tennessee, this week after he suspected she had stolen cosmetics from the store's pharmacy, according to this. Now, she and her newborn baby remain hospitalized after undergoing an emergency C-section. A Walgreens team leader shot 24-year-old Trevashna Ferguson in the store's parking lot on Wednesday evening after he followed her out of the store when he was tipped off of her alleged shoplifting. That's what Nashville police said in a news statement. Mysterious boy, 21 years of age, claims he fired his semi-automatic weapon in self-defense because he said he was in fear and didn't know if Miss Ferguson and another woman was armed. Now think about
Hold up. You in fear. You followed that woman out of the store to her car. You followed her out of the store. So, but you were in fear. How the hell you in fear? You followed somebody out the damn store. Explain that to me. If you in fear, you stay your ass in the store. Get the license plate now. Call the cops. Come on now. That's
irony
about the
of
bullshit.
what has just been stated. This person has said, you know, I shot this person because I did not know if her or her friend had a weapon or not. So I decided to just go ahead and conclude they did, and conclude that the weapon was going to be used against me if they had one, and shoot them as a preemptive strategy. Now, to the Walgreens employee, George Bush Jr. got away with that, but sir, you should not. He should not have either. Let's put it up for a master picture. You know, it's such an inviting place. I mean, they look very similar all around the country. Seemingly nice people, typically. I have a Walgreens not too far from where I live. Nice people. Another employee told Boyd 2 women were allegedly shoplifting cosmetics from the store. Police said he began recording the women on his cell phone as they placed items in a shopping cart and a large shoulder bag, police said. And he later followed the women to the car in the parking lot as they began to place the items into the car's trunk. As he approached the rear of the car, one of the women poured out a can of mace and sprayed as Boyd started shooting. That's according to the police. An emergency C-section was performed on the victim, police said, and her baby was not injured by the gunfire. Thank God. At last report Thursday, both Ms. Ferguson and the baby were hospitalized in critical condition. Police said the Nashville DA will determine whether Boyd will face charges. Isn't this ironic? Walgreens has fired Boyd. Okay, here's their statement about the incident. Let's put it up. The safety of our patients, customers, and team members is our top priority. And violence of any kind will not be tolerated at our stores, Walgreens said. We take this matter seriously and are cooperating with local authorities. Well, damn. Walgreens obviously believes he did something illegal. Wrong. The police, the DA, pregnant woman shot with a gun, but she was shoplifting. I mean, you see, the interaction is already insane, okay? It really is. Why do you have a semi-automatic weapon running after a pregnant woman because she stole some damn cosmetics? Doesn't make sense. But that is the world we live in, and he knows it because did he get arrested for it? No. Got fired, not arrested. We'll stay on top of this story as it develops. Rayvana, once again.
That is crazy. How crazy is that? How in the hell you say you fear your life, but you goes out the store after the woman that says you allegedly said stole cosmetic because another employee told you? And guess what? You can replace the cosmetic. You got video surveillance, got cameras inside the store. Probably got video cameras outside the store. If I don't know, see what car they're getting in, take a picture of the car and the tag number. Call the police. But to shoot a pregnant woman, 7-month pregnant, had to have emergency C-section to get the baby out. But he's not arrested. Walgreens fired him, but the police ain't arrested. Don't know what kind of charges you're going to bring against that man. What about attempted murder? Double attempted murder. Attempted murder. One for the woman, one for the baby. See, if there was, I guarantee you, if there was another status quo on that, another skin tone on that, they got to been arrested. If there was another skin tone on that did the shooting, they should have been arrested and charged. But Walgreens fired him, but the DA don't know what kind of charges you want to put on him. How about reckless conduct? How about attempted murder? You sort of 5 months during the commission of a crime. That's a charge he should be charged with. But yet, the woman and the baby is in critical condition in the damn hospital. For what? Oh, some damn cosmetic that they ain't gonna say, allegedly he said they were shoplifting for that they got. Something wrong with this country. Shoot first, ask question later. You didn't know that the woman had a gun or not. Sprayed you with a mace. Yeah, I would have sprayed you with a mace too. You walking up on me. For what? If you think they had shoplifted, why you stop while they was in the store? Why didn't you call the cops? Respect Monique Hill. Why didn't you call the cops? You want to be the hero, save the store precious merchandise. But you were scared for your life. Following 2 women, one of them pregnant, 7 months pregnant, out the store. They put your semi-automatic gun out and shoot one of them. Shoot the pregnant one, which they had to take her in an emergency C-section. And now they both the baby and her sitting there, laying up in the hospital in critical condition. What kind of a fool is that? And the DA is dumb as hell. Charge that motherfucker with 2 counts of attempted murder, one for the woman and one for the baby. Because they had no business following her out there. They had no business. Then what? Then what you gonna do? How are you gonna do it? How are you gonna feel? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about somebody following you? Allegedly you stole something. Then all of a sudden they're shooting you. Because another employee said, hey, this person did this right here. You're gonna take their word for it. You're gonna take their word for it. How you gonna take the word for it? Did you see him yourself? You're gonna take another person's word for what somebody else did, but you didn't see it yourself. Make it make sense right there. How do it make sense? Then you say you're scared for your life, but you follow them outside to their car. That don't make no sense. Do that make any sense to anybody? I guarantee it don't. Because if I fear for my life, I'm not walking outside following nobody. I don't care a gun with no gun. Especially if I fear for my life, I'm not walking following nobody outside. I wait till they get in the car, see what car they in, take a picture of their license plate, and give it to the police. Or don't even bother about calling police. Let them do what they do. Or some damn cosmetics. You want to shoot a pregnant woman. That is crazy. That is crazy, crazy, crazy. How do you explain that? It's just like trying to explain why 2 men comes up missing 3 months apart with the same kind of deputy sheriff in 2004 said they gave him that he said he gave them a ride to some K. One instance said I didn't want the man to pull off in the car because he was unsure and they had no driver license. That don't make no sense either, do it. When they was already parked at the gas station. Then you want to make an assessment that it was that driver's fault. This got me so wide open and ready. How do
this place called Earth, this place called Earth, it gets more and more weird, more and more psyched out, more out of their mind because of what's going on. We got to get along sooner or later. But we just get along to survive. People don't like you. Who cares if people don't like you? They ain't got to love me. But guess what? I've been the same ever since. You've been the same ever since you've been doing what you do. I don't know what to say about these situations. Then in the other story I played, the video I played, woman goes in with her family and her husband, her daughter, gets told to leave by a manager. They don't want to leave because they already had purchased something. Call the cops. The cops won't get irate. Tell them they trespassing for what? They not trespassing, especially when they got a receipt to show they're a patriot. They had bought some food. Then I also found out that daughter used to work there and she quit on their ass. And that's why that manager was mad. Because the daughter had quit. That's why the manager wanted that family to leave, because the daughter had quit. I would have quit that damn restaurant my damn self. Y'all don't hear me. Then the government want to say, hey, it's right for a transgender woman to play in women's sports. Now let them get their own league. Let them get their own division. I'm going to have an open panel tonight. Later tonight. Come join me. Have your notification set. Open panel. Everybody come join me. We're going to have a little fun. We're going to go to part 2 of Who is Your Daddy? Who is your daddy? And we're going to have open panel. We're going to have fun. We'll talk about the subject that I talked about earlier and what I just talked about too. We're going to talk about all of it. You see what kind of war we in. For all y'all Christians, y'all call yourself Christians. I see you. We don't support the Christians. But we're not for to talk about that. Like I said, respect to everybody that came into this chat today. Respect to Armando Black, respect to EJ, respect to Nate, respect to Wax AP, respect to Black to P, respect to Cuba, Cupid, Wax Dog, Sky Swipe, respect to George Chit Chat, Butterboy Trey, True Hurts, Down River, the town Down River, respect to the state game, respect to the whole 20 Nation. Shout out goes to the 20 Princess Ale. Respect to everybody. And thank you. Without y'all, I couldn't be doing this, bring y'all this important information and how I feel on things, how I see things, my opinion on things. I thank you. Thank you. Respect to everybody. Respect to Black Beans. Respect to everybody else that I missed. That ride with your boy, with your man, your king, the king, and other kings and other queens that preaches the truth. Time shooter. Respect. Yeah. And my little sister, Diamond Shooter, what's going on? It's too much going on these days that it's too much. We are in this together, and some people don't want to see it. They see it, they want to see it, they don't want to believe it. You got to believe it, you got to see it, because you got to see it to believe it. 19 years ago. I'm tell you what's going on 19 years ago. 2 people come up missing. They got one common denominator. This retired deputy sheriff in 2004 said he took it to Circle K. But they never made it to Circle K. One of the men was black, the other man was Latino, and the sheriff deputy was Caucasian. You do the math. Then this black family goes to the restaurant. The daughter used to work there. She quit there. Then the manager tells them to leave, but the family had purchased something to eat there. And the cops going to come tell them they got to leave for what reason. They want to try to put handcuffs on the mother. They want to pull out the chain, try to tase the mother. For what reason? Then you got these 2 ladies goes to the Walgreens. Allegedly, they said they shoplifted. But the ex-employee of the Walgreens want to follow him out. He used to work for Walgreens at the time, want to follow him out to the car and shoot the pregnant woman. But yeah, he said them he was scared for his life. He feared for his life. One said self-defense. How is self-defense? When you follow somebody out, you scared for your life. Then you shoot the pregnant woman. Had to have emergency C-section. And the baby and the mama are in critical condition. Explain that to me. How do that make sense? How any of that makes sense? How you gonna listen to somebody say, "Hey, this is that," and take their word for it if you didn't see it yourself? It's hard out here to be a human, part of the human race, especially when we see some stupidity going on. Hard out being a human in this human race when your skin color is not the skin color of some of the other folks. Got these men out here who want to be women to take over women's sports. There's so many women fought so hard to get. See, some of the women that protested the LGBTQ plus for these transgender, now they feeling kind of stupid now. Trying to phase y'all out. But guess what? I'm behind my queens. I'm behind my real queens that were born as a woman, that can have babies, that got fallopian tubes. I'm behind them. I'm behind the folks that stand up for right, that know their laws, that they gonna say I'm not gonna be a pushover no more. I'm gonna tell you what we're talking about, Diamond Shooter. Here's the story. I'm gonna finish that story later. What you think about it? What you think about this? I'm gonna drop the link so you come up on the panel. Hold on, I'm gonna drop the link right quick. Drop the link right quick so you come up here. I don't know did I get it though. I don't know did I get it now. If you come up, Diamond Shooter, you're welcome to come up. You're welcome to come up. The first story I did. I know you've been listening to this one. I know you've been listening. I know you've been listening. I know you've been listening. Hold on. I know you've been listening. Here's the first one right here, Diamond Shooter. This happened in 2004. I know you've been listening. Here's the first. Sorry about that. The first story is. This happened 19 years ago, 2004, 3 months apart. this sheriff deputy pulls over one man. He didn't have no license, no insurance. Said he dropped him off at Circle K. Has seen him since. This other man had left fender bender. And that same sheriff, the same sheriff, I ain't gonna say the same sheriff, same person, a sheriff deputy pulled him over. Not pulled him over, came to the scene. And automatically decided it was the male driver fault that was caused. But think about this. The sheriff deputy in that two scenarios were the same one in both of them scenarios. And he said he dropped both of the men off at the Circle K, no evidence they've been dropped off. One man was black, the other man was Latino. What you think about that? That's some suspicious shit going on. And no evidence that they've been dropped off. He lives in Illinois. He lived in Iowa now. He lived in Illinois and moved down to Florida. Became a sheriff deputy down there. And then the second one, the black family, mom, dad, and daughter goes to this restaurant. They purchase their food, but they haven't received their food yet. Then the manager comes out telling them they had to leave. Call the cops on it. The cop come up like he's big and bad. Said there's a law say arrest you for criminal trespass. Trespassing for what? First you gotta give them a warning. Tell them they can't come back. Before you can give them a criminal trespassing. Know your laws, dummy. Know your law, police officer. That's one. Two, in that scenario, you doing all that yelling and screaming, you still can't, you're not listening to their side of the story. You didn't listen to their side of the story. You just took that manager side and said, hey, I don't want them in here. But yet, this black woman said, hey, I got a receipt. I was waiting on my purchase. Then you tell her you got 5 seconds, 5 minutes to leave. Then she said, hey, if I'm leaving, I want my refund. Then you would really want to get mad. Not explain that one. Then you want to try to pull your handcuffs out again. Then you want to pull a taser on the mama. Then come and find out the daughter used to work there, and that manager mad because she quit. Explain that one. The last story is these two ladies goes in Walgreens, supposedly, allegedly shoplifts on cosmetic. One woman pregnant. A Walgreens employee at the time walks out the store, gets sprayed with paint, and shoots the pregnant woman. And tell the police they feel that he feared for his life. They had to do an emergency C-section to get the baby out, and the baby and the woman is in critical condition. And the DA try to figure out, do he want to press charge against that man or not? Make that make sense sometimes. Make it make sense, everybody. Do it make any sense to you? That went down like that? Any of them stories? No, any of them stories make sense to you? Yes, the manager was Caucasian. You know what all three of them had in common? In the first one, Latino and black. Second, a black family, a mom, a father, and a daughter. The third, if you heard the name, the two women were Hispanic, I think, or Latin, whatever. But DA don't want to press him, don't know what kind of charges you want to put on that man that did the shooting. It's kind of hard to figure that out, huh? I know it is. I know it is. I don't know what's going on with this human race thing where we got going on here. What's really going on? What's really going on in this world that we call life. I think Prince was right when he said, let's go crazy. Because I think they took that song really seriously because this world is going crazy. How can we live with ourselves with things going on? How can we live with ourselves with that we see that when we see things that going wrong? How can we live with ourselves not correcting things that that we can correct? To be good to yourself, you gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself within. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself and know that your mind would be there. That you be a sane mind out here in this world. Because if you're not, you're gonna perish. If not, you're gonna go crazy, drive yourself crazy. But I will be back later on. Please set your notification. It might be about 11 or 12 o'clock. I'll be back. That's crazy. First of all, it's obvious the sheriff has something to do with the disappearance of those individuals. Yes, it's crazy. Yeah. Oh, I'm not through with that story yet, damn sure. I'm not through with that story because it's a long list of things that got to be talked about in that one. What about that second one? What about that second story? What do you think about it? About 11 or 12? 11 or 12 o'clock. I would love to have you on a panel when I come on at 11 or 12 o'clock. Because these stories, it seems like these stories get crazy. I'm going to ask you this question, Diamond Shooter. Anybody else? What you think about that last story about that pregnant woman getting shot by ex-Walgreens employee, and the DA don't know if he want to charge him or not? What you think about it? That crazy is insane. Because one of his co-workers said this lady stole something. You know what? It was over. Okay. You know what it was over, Diamond Shooter? Cosmetics. Women cosmetics. That's crazy. Women cosmetics. We're gonna talk about the story I did before this on the earlier this week. Who's your daddy? We're gonna talk about what I talked about earlier today on my first slide this morning, and we're gonna talk about these three stories later on tonight, around 11 or 12 o'clock. Set your notification, and I would be there. We would be there. Shout out to Nile River. Shout out to 20 Nations. Shout out to State Game. Shout out to everybody. Wax AP, EJ, Darren Shooter, Secura, Armando Black, Black to the P, Big Trays, Cuba, MacMe. Shout out to everybody. Oh yeah, it was. It was clear-cut discrimination. All of them. All of them clear-cut discrimination. And it still goes on today. We're going to talk about that later a little bit more. And you know how I like controversy. And this is a controversial subject that I was talking about earlier at my 11 o'clock show. It was it ain't no controversial. I've said this though what I said this morning. It is what it is. So make it 11 o'clock, 11:30 that I will be back on. We're gonna talk about it. You know I tell the truth. Hey, any lies been detected? If every lie been detected, if you think any lies been detected, what I've been speaking about, my whole YouTube career, and my whole what I've been bringing you, put a 1 in the chat. If you think ain't no lies been detected, I've been speaking the truth, put a 2 in the chat. I'm gonna be out. See y'all tonight, 11:30. Be there, be square. Hey, most of all, love yourself.
No way, Jose.